So I'm back underneath here and I'm going to have to merge these videos. But a couple things here. This is pre-header install. As you can see, the stock exhaust has been removed. I have the improved racing transmission thermostat, which opens the thermostat at a lower temperature to allow the coolant to flow. I believe it's 140. That appears to be the opening temperature. And as you can see, I've thermally wrapped, using that material, the feed and the return going in both directions. That's going to the front to the cooler, and then there the line comes out and goes to the back, and that's all been wrapped with that reflective heating. One of the other things I've done to this car is, this is a 2019, it came with a stock steel transmission pan, which has no provisions to drain it except to drop the whole pan. And there is a later model aluminum pan that was offered for the same car, the ZL1 1LE. And you can see what I did was I had a drain plug welded on in the front, and it's relatively low profile, and it has a plug in it. Of course, that's a hex head, which is easily removed. And then I bought this extruded heatsink material. I believe this is 6 inches by 9, or pretty close to it. It was pretty inexpensive. It was only like 20 bucks. And I also purchased some thermally conductive epoxy and epoxied it to the pan. That's on there. That ain't coming off. And the reason I use thermal epoxy is that welding would have warped the pan. The pan is just too thin, and if you tried welding anything to it, you wouldn't get the full contact area that the epoxy has and the heat transfer associated with it. That's one thing. And the welding would have warped the pan and potentially led to leaks. So that's epoxied on. Now, it may not look like much, but it is an increase in surface area. It is aluminum, so it will dissipate some additional heat. How much it does on the track is yet to be seen, but I can report that driving on the street, my transmission temperatures never got above 140 with some real aggressive driving. And then moving back, you can see that the transmission lines, cooling lines going to the diff in both directions have been coated all the way back. And you can see that here. And what I did is, where there was a fitting, I went over it with a larger diameter. And where there wasn't a fitting, I used the 5/8 diameter. And just to conclude the video, and I'm moving around here on my creeper while I'm doing this, you can see that it goes all the way back, and everything has been covered with this thermally reflective heat shielding. And I even did the flexible portion of the hoses and the connectors there, and you may wonder, well, the question may be, was that really overkill? But what I didn't want to create was any hot spots. So I didn't want, for instance, the fittings that are right here, going from hard to soft lines, I didn't want those fittings to get exceptionally hot compared to the rest and create a hot spot in the line. So I covered those also, and that's with the tape, and the rest is with the sleeving. So it looks pretty good, and it'll definitely keep heat from the headers from entering the lines and protect them, and that will certainly not hurt anything, and it should be expected to help things. So that's about it. This is now ready to have the headers installed. And, oh, one other thing. Apologize for late notice. But going back to the back again, the electronic control module for the differential resides way back here. And you can see where I have the stock suitcase cut, ready to install the headers, and the electronics reside above this. Now this is a simple piece of aluminum that I bent. I covered it with the same reflective material, and then I put a couple of nutserts and a 1-inch standoff, so it's not going to interfere with anything. It doesn't interfere with anything, but this will keep any radiated heat from the exhaust off the electronics, and you can see the module up there. Whoops, there goes the light. Anyways, you can see the modules up there, and that heat shield is going to just add some protection to that module to keep it protected, because I have heard that there is potential for that to melt with extended track use in the car getting very, very hot. So that's about it. I would highly encourage anybody installing headers to do this. If an ounce of precaution is worth a lot of headaches later on. So, and there again, you can see one of the lines that comes all the way back, goes all the way up. And the difference in color here is just because I did have some of the older, well, I had some of the gold color left over, so I wanted to use it. And there it is. Thanks for watching.